still fly, I know. I'm still fly, let's go.
Hi guys, I'm Emma.
Hey guys, I'm John, and we're Emma and John, you're welcome.
Welcome back if you've been here before, and if you're brand new, then welcome. Today we're going to do a food review of Jiko.
We are. It was our first restaurant of this trip.
Yeah, so we have split our thoughts into different categories.
We have.
It helps us keep them organised.
We love a category.
Yeah. So let's start off with location.
Yes, so it's Animal Kingdom Lodge.
It's at Jambo House.
It is.
And it's pretty much opposite Boma.
Yeah, so dead simple to find, really easy. The whole resort's amazing.
We love that resort.
The only thing that I would say about the location is you can't get a bus from one resort to the other resort. That's not a big deal. You just, get a bus to somewhere else and then get there.
Yeah.
Or get Uber like we did.
Yeah, it would take a little bit longer if you were using like the Disney free transportation.
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom Lodge is only buses.
Yeah.
So we were staying at Coronado Springs, which also is only buses. So you would have to take a bus to either a park or Disney Springs to then take a bus to get to Animal Kingdom Lodge, but we took a lift, so...
And that was only a couple of dollars, so it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, okay, let's move on to... we've grouped atmosphere and theme in together, because I think they do go together.
They do, yeah. The whole resort's amazing. I love that resort. We stayed there in our 2018.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and the restaurants are exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's so immersive.
Yeah, I would say that it is a signature restaurant. They're not doing the dining plan currently as we're speaking right now, but if they were, it would be classed as a two-table service restaurant. So it is a little bit fancier. It looks really nice. It's got nice reds and tans and brown colouring to go with like the African atmosphere.
Absolutely, almost like a sunrise or sunset sort of time of the day where you can see like oranges and that on the wall.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's smaller. It's one of the smaller restaurants we ate at this time, I think. So if you want a reservation, I would say book that early because there's not that many seats.
No, I think you get filled up quite quick.
Yeah, I would think so.
The only other thing to mention about atmosphere and theming is there's some birds hanging from the ceiling, and there's a story behind them. I couldn't really hear what you were saying.
So we had a little look because we were there was a group of us and we were at the back, so we didn't hear what she said. So we had a little look afterwards, and I think it's the canoe birds.
Yeah.
And they said to bring prosperity and good harvest.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to always face the sun or the sunset.
Something like that. I couldn't really hear what you're saying, but when you go, definitely ask about the bird because they look amazing.
Yeah, I would say that it felt fancy enough. It definitely didn't feel like casual dining.
No.
I would if you're gonna want to dress up for any, I would say this is one you could do that for.
Absolutely, but it didn't feel stuffy either. It didn't feel like you have to be in a suit, for example. It felt like you could go dressy, but not too not too dressy. What's a nice sort of happy medium.
Yeah. Okay, onto the food, because I think this is where the restaurant is most interesting for me. It definitely is a menu that isn't something I would normally choose.
Okay.
I think probably you're the same. It's all African flavours.
Yeah.
It's really interesting menu. I'll see if I can put like a picture of it up.
Yeah.
But I thought we would run through what we had and what we thought about it, because obviously we can't really comment on things we haven't eaten.
Absolutely not, no.
We both had the boar tenderloin.
We did.
We normally try to choose different things. I don't know if this just looked good to both of us or if there wasn't many other options that we would choose.
This was something that I wanted to try before we went. I looked at the menu before we went, and this was definitely something that stood up to me. And I have to say, this was probably the nicest starter I had the whole trip.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was a really, really nice starter.
Yeah, it was plated really nicely. It looked really interesting. It was actually my favourite part of the meal, so...
Okay.
For main, John had the lamb shank.
I did, yes. It was nice. It was cooked really, really well. Personally, I wouldn't pick it again, just because it didn't really tick my boxes. It was nice. There's nothing wrong with the food at all. If you like that sort of thing, it was amazing. I just had a bad choice for me. I should have picked something else.
The lamb was actually the lamb itself was really good though.
It was, yeah. It was cooked amazing. The food was amazing. If you like that, then it's going to be awesome. For some reason, I picked it, and I didn't really care for lamb as much, or I don't know. I tried to stay away from the steak because at every restaurant we go to, I would normally pick a steak, and for some reason, I had this in my head that I can't pick steak or restaurants, and I was trying to try something new, and I wish I didn't. If I went for a steak, I think my overall score of this restaurant would be a lot higher.
Yeah.
But that's down to me. It's nothing to do with the restaurant or the food or anything. It's my bad choice.
Okay, but it was still nice.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was really, really nice. And if you like lamb shank, then you're gonna love it. Yeah.
Okay, and I chose the Injera Basket, which is actually the vegan option. I couldn't tell you all of the things it comes with. It's like I don't know what the bread is called, so you if you know, I'll put a picture up, but it felt crumpety if you're from England. Like, it was bouncy and soft, and they gave you like a selection of stews, it was called, on the menu. I loved half of them.
It looks really interesting.
It was really interesting, and I'm glad I chose it.
Yeah.
And I'm not vegan, but I do enjoy vegetables and vegan food, so it's not like way out of my comfort zone. But 3 out of the 6, I think there were 6 little bowls to go with the breads, were very spicy, and I can't eat spice. So 3 of them I really enjoyed. I wish the other ones weren't as spicy, or if they had like a less spicy, or if they just put vegetables, because there wasn't like and they're obviously all vegetables, but like just plain vegetables with it would have gone great.
That's a shame, because you love to dip stuff.
I love dipping.
That's you all over.
Yeah. But it was good, and I think if you like spice and you're vegan, it's a nice option.
Yeah.
It's something different than the Impossible meats.
Yeah.
So I definitely would recommend it if you can handle spice, but I can't. So
if you didn't pick that, what else would you have picked?
I think that's the problem.
Right, okay.
I don't think there was much on them. I'm not a huge meat eater. Like, I do eat meat, but I'm not likely to pick a steak or a lamb shank or something like that. So maybe the fish.
Okay.
But it was an interesting menu. And we have tried Sanar before, and I was a little bit wary about spices. So I failed because I managed to pick spicy, but
okay.
But
that's down to us. The food was cooked amazing, and if you like that sort of stuff,
it was tasty. I'm not saying it wasn't tasty. It was just half of it I couldn't eat because of the spice, but that's just me.
Absolutely. But if you can do that and you love that type of food, lamb shank for me, it was amazing. They cooked really well. Nothing to do with a restaurant at all. It's just down to our
It's just
personal
preference,
choice,
isn't it? I had the Kilimanjaro for dessert.
Okay.
It was good. It was chocolatey. It wasn't like the best dessert I've ever had, but it was interesting and I liked it. So.
Okay, and I didn't have a dessert. I had a cocktail instead, and I think I had a Zebratini, I think it was called. That was really nice. It tasted like chocolate milkshake.
Yeah.
And who doesn't like chocolate milkshake? I would like a bit more alcohol in it. Like, you could taste a bit more alcohol. You couldn't really taste alcohol in it, but it was nice.
It could be that it was like a Bailey's kind of alcohol, because you can't really taste that. If you put that in a milkshake, you wouldn't taste that.
Yeah, it was nice. It was just a chocolate milkshake, really. But you doesn't like that.
And they drizzle the chocolate in front of you, and
it looked amazing.
Pour it in while you're watching, which was cool. So I mean, it looked nice. I didn't try it, but it looked good.
It was awesome. Yeah, I took a load of photos of it, so we insert it somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked amazing. It tastes a chocolate milkshake, like I said, and you can't go wrong with that, can you, really?
Okay, the next category then is customer service.
Okay.
So our server, I don't know if she was having a bad day, or she was very, very lovely.
She
we
was
really
amazing,
liked her. She lost a pen.
Yeah.
She spilt water all over the table. She was very apologetic.
Yeah.
It was just funny.
It was funny, and things happen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mark it down for that at all. She was amazing. She cleaned it up afterwards.
Yeah.
Things happen, and yeah.
It made me remember her more, to be honest, because she was that little bit clumsy, and she just was like, oh my god, you know. And I just feel like it does happen. I've worked in a restaurant, and sometimes you just spill things.
Yeah.
And it happens. But she was very lovely.
She was lovely, and she had a chat with us. Yeah, it was our first restaurant, and I remember her, and she was good, and she was really apologetic about spilling water, and yeah, it didn't matter.
No.
I mean, it's where you handle it, and she handled it amazingly.
Yeah, she also made a fuss because we decided that evening we were going to wear tiaras.
Yes.
She made a fuss over the tiaras.
I didn't, the girls did.
John wore a tiara, which was nice, because I think Disney's one of those places where you don't feel silly for doing things like that. And she was like, why are you wearing tiaras? No reason? Okay, cool. And we were just like, we're
Yeah.
just wearing them.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was super nice. All of the, I think we only really encountered her and the runner, but they were all really nice.
Yeah, absolutely nothing bad about customer service at
Yeah,
all.
so-
You mean Disney, America, Florida's got that right, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, next up is value for money, and this is when if you've seen any of our food reviews from Disney before, we've always done the dining plan. We went on the dining plan this time, so I think it'll be interesting to see how we mark this actually.
Yes.
So just to give you an idea, the starter we had, obviously I can only talk about what we had, the starters were $19 each, John's lamb shank was $47, my Injera Basket was $38, and the dessert and the dessert cocktail were both $15,
Okay.
which totaled $134.
Dollars. So what's that in pounds, roughly?
Around 120 something.
I don't think it's that bad. For
No.
a meal like that, for a restaurant like that, I don't think that's bad for 2 people.
Yeah. No,
I think that's
it's
priced
reasonable.
about right.
Yeah.
I think, definitely in more expensive places, and I definitely in cheaper places, but I think that's about right for where you are.
Yeah, it's a signature restaurant.
Yeah.
We had some soft drinks as well, so our bill was probably a little bit more than that. But
Yeah.
we had the choices were interesting. There was no rushing or anything like that.
Not at all.
It felt like they'd spent time on the menu.
Yeah.
The restaurant was nice. So yeah,
I really enjoyed it. It was a lovely restaurant. I just wish I picked a different main. If I went with a steak, like Fraser Razi, who went with us did, and that looked amazing, I tasted theirs. If I picked that, it would have been perfect. But that's just down to me. That's a bad choice for me. The whole restaurant is amazing. The customer service is amazing.
So would you say it was good value for money? Because that, I guess, is what the category needs.
I think it's priced right. I don't think it's extortionate, and I don't think it's cheap.
I think considering it's Disney prices as
Yeah.
well, which I know that we shouldn't use as an excuse for them to be super expensive, but it is Disney prices.
Yeah.
I don't think that is too bad for, essentially we had a 3-course meal each because John had a cocktail
Yeah.
instead of a dessert, and I think, what is that, £60 per person?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's about right, and it's not amazing value for money, but I think it's right.
I think it's right.
Yeah.
I don't think it. I didn't go ooh when I looked at it.
Yeah.
And I think that sort of gives you a gauge.
Yeah, that's when you're like...
Yeah.
Okay, so then our overall, if you've got any overall thoughts, and then your overall score. We're doing out of
Okay.
10 this time, so.
Okay, like I said, yeah, I really love the restaurant. If I picked a steak, I would have been happier, but that's nothing to do with the restaurant at all. Great customer service, great restaurant. I loved it. I'll go back definitely again. I really, really enjoyed it. So, I think my overall score out of 10 will probably be 6.5. And that seems quite low, but it's just down to my choice.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with a restaurant at all. If I picked a steak, I think it would probably be up there with 8s and 9s.
But you would give it another go.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
I really, really enjoyed it. It was just a bad choice for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I picked a lamb shank, if I'm honest. It was in my head for some reason, and I knew I was going to pick that before I went.
Yeah.
I wish I stuck to my normal steak, and
Yeah.
I think that would have been a lot higher.
Yeah, I think for me, I definitely would give it another go. And it was the first night, and I was feeling particularly brave, and trying the Injera Basket when I really didn't know what any of those cheese were. But I did enjoy it, and I really appreciate that there is a good vegan option.
Yeah.
Because a lot of places are like, oh, well, you can have an Impossible Burger.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I appreciate that they've done something that feels authentic to Africa.
Yeah.
And it's still vegan. So I appreciate that. It might not have been necessarily for me, but I appreciate that
Yeah.
they've done that. I would give it another go and try something else. I just wish maybe there was something like a spice gauge, or
Okay.
something that you can be like, I don't want any spice.
You had
at
that
all.
problem last time.
I had that problem in
Yeah.
Sanaa, and I'm not a fussy eater, which does really frustrate me, because if the only thing that I'm struggling with is the spice,
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
But I gave it a 7 though, because
Okay.
I like the starter and I like the dessert, and I definitely would give it another go.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't think it was my favourite,
Okay.
but I enjoyed it enough, so.
Yeah, I enjoyed it well enough. If I went for a different food option, it would have been a lot higher.
Yeah, so let us know, have you eaten at Jiko before? I know that it has only just reopened, so there might not be a lot of you. Or if you've eaten before, let us know what your thoughts were down in the comments below.
Absolutely.
We hope this review has been helpful and that you've enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.
Bye.